Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to episode 128 of Journey to the Farlands. We've done 128 of these things. But I am still here nonetheless. And we've got our blasted huge world here. So we're gonna just keep growing the world size. And continue our way to the Farlands. Yes. It's, I mean, I, I mean, I guess it has been a little bit since I've done proper commentary because I've been editing a fair bit of stuff like Hardcore Adventures and Java and all that, but I haven't filmed much commentary in a while. It's been like 4 non-commentary or no commentary during the Farlands, and even with some breaks and things. So yeah, it's been busy, but I'm still kind of trying to get things chugging along here in the Farlands journey, nonetheless. But yeah, I guess I did take a bit of a break from commentary just because I filmed so many back to back. I probably won't do that too much more. Like, I mean, I know back to back. I'm saying that, and I'm gonna be filming Java SMP after this, but it's just gonna be me chatting with friends, so it's not gonna be formal like this. Not formal, but it's not gonna be like. It's just gonna be a bit more relaxed. Oh, my phone's gonna die. I'm just keeping tabs on the phone just so I can see when people are starting to drag me on. And there it goes. Well, I do have notifications on my iPad anyway. But yeah, I'm kind of awaiting notifications. So the stream will probably be 2 hours, maybe? Just less than 2 hours long. I got like an actual set time for this series right now. So we're going to do the 2-hour stream because Java SMP is getting another episode. I might upload episode 3. I don't really know if I should edit it. Or maybe I could just do some editing over the weekend because I got a long weekend anyway, so I could just edit a bunch. Probably won't go to old stuff because I'm pretty busy with current stuff. But at any rate, I'm here regardless of other things I got planned after this, like other streams that I'll be doing. I'm still here and still committed to reaching the grand distance. But in case you missed it, or anyone missed it, we've surpassed 3 million. Actually, I wouldn't blame people if they did miss it because there's a lot of content, and also it was no commentary, the 3 million special anyway. But 3 million has been crossed, although I'm going to be a bit more excited when we reach 25%, which is getting closer and closer. It's like a good 100k away. And at that point, we'll be able to actually say we've gotten somewhere. Wow, I've gotten pretty far, like millions of blocks is nothing to scoff at, but yeah. But yeah, what's been happening with me? Well, I'm just busy with things. Haven't really had time to do commentary. I've been just focusing on academics for a little while now, even for the last few weeks, even months, since this whole new semester and all these busy classes going on. So I've just been I've been balancing things. I think I've been doing a good job balancing things because I'm getting a bit of everything. I was considering taking like trying to be a bit more loose with Journey to the Farlands, and I might try that, especially as things get a bit more busy in my life. So I guess I've said that dozens of times now, I'm sure, but that is kind of the direction we're headed. So I guess it's only fair that I let people know, because I know there are people who do watch the series here, people who do come into the Twitch here or the YouTube, whatever end it is, because it ends up on both platforms one way or another. And I guess that's a good thing to discuss. Why I don't just stream on YouTube, because I've considered that and I've done it. I did one stream on YouTube, but I realized that YouTube streams are a little different to just uploading a VOD, so there were some differences that made me be like, be a little, I do a little humming and hawing because I kind of wanted to have a bit more control over things, and it was under the live section only, which the whole channel is that. It would be all live section, which doesn't really allow me much creativity for the channel designing process, and just getting things working. Although I know the one episode 94, I think it was, niche within a niche. It is on the channel. It might be a bit trouble to watch. You might have to go to the live section or I think it's in the playlist, so it should be okay. But that episode I filmed on YouTube using their YouTube stuff, YouTube streaming through OBS. So it was pretty much the same. It was like pretty much the same in concept, but I much rather prefer doing it from Twitch than to YouTube. It's just more convenient. I used to just do Twitch to Twitch because you should just highlight on Twitch, but the major problem I discovered when I was doing in early days of streaming, I was like just highlighting stuff. I realized that no one watched it because there's like no way to find videos on Twitch. Like it's quite difficult without proper advertising or anything. And it's not really meant to be like a video sharing platform like YouTube anyway. I mean, I know people do highlight stuff on it, and it works a great success for some people, but I've found way more success just putting it over to YouTube. And it's also neater that way. I can micromanage a bit more on some of the things I'd want to micromanage. I've been grabbing a whole crap load of wool. I'm never gonna have too many of that, or too much of that. But yeah, I've just found what works, and this is just where things have landed, and they may not remain that way forever. Things will definitely change. I may consider new methods of doing things. But in terms of Journey to the Farlands, I've also considered doing new things. Like last episode, I was experimenting with ways I can make the journey faster. Like the little minute things that add up over time, because it's a journey of slow pace. So really, the little things I do will really start to add up. So I'm trying to minimize them now. Like just being more efficient, really. That's all that really entails, is I guess coordinating things a bit better. Trying to figure out stuff, although there's like inevitable pauses that I have to make, like getting materials and all that. But it's better than not being able or not having any of this stuff, because this definitely makes it easier, makes the process easier. Definitely doable without all this stuff, and it is definitely possible to do a Journey to the Farlands exclusively in the Nether. I've done Nether adventures before, and it does work. It's just a lot more tedious, though you can do it only like 1.5 million blocks. That 1.5 million blocks is way harder to cover than 1.5 in the overworld, 1.5 million in the overworld, because just the immense difficulty that the Nether poses. Even to like I guess someone like myself, I don't know if like pro Minecrafters can weather the Nether, but I found it to be a bit nicer to do the scenic route, even though the scenic route does entail a bit more walking, like a lot more walking. But I thought this would be a bit nicer than just everything being the same, monotonous. That would be the definition of monotony. Part of what makes this series so fun is the adventuring and seeing all the different areas. And if it was the Nether, then we just wouldn't have any of that. But yeah, that is the gist of everything. I seem to make an effort to say that, but it's just kind of, yeah. That's why I don't do Nether adventures. That's why I don't upload or do YouTube live streams. No. I'm just thinking of anything else. I haven't gotten many questions recently. I've gotten some comments recently, but most of them are just the compliments and stuff and all that jazz. The lovely word. It's from the viewers, from you guys, which I do very appreciate. But yes, I guess I could think about what I got planned for the weekend. Well, the dragon battle in Java, which I'll be getting to. I guess in 2 hours. So we get into that in due course, and that will be live streamed. So I'll be back. I'll be back a little bit later. I mean, I'll basically just end this stream and start another stream. So it's basically just gonna move on over. But yeah, we got the dragon battle, and then probably tomorrow I'll be editing and doing homework and things, little loose ends. It'll be probably the weekend. It'll be all the loose ends, and maybe getting hardcore adventures. I might do it tomorrow so I can have it uploaded over the weekend because I'm overdue an episode. I think I'm overdue a little bit. I've fallen behind, but I'm also going by such a loose schedule and doubt anyone actually cares about my consistency, other than like Devin, because Devin watches hardcore adventures. He's like my consistent viewer for that. Not to discount you guys, but I'm sure plenty of you do actually watch it. I'm just making a joke. Okay, we're almost out of beds, but I'll craft some more. Oh, I guess I don't need the furnace or the fern eye. Devin makes the effort to say fern eye as plural, which is very interesting. Thought I'd mention that. But yes. Oh, sneezing. It's that time of year. Spring is here. Well, not quite. It's still, believe it or not, it just snowed here the other day, and it's what, almost May now. It's definitely winter hasn't gone out without a fight. I've kind of, what's the word? I've kind of documented the weather over the past few weeks on this series a little bit. I've just been like, snow, and today, snow. Actually, it was raining, or not raining. It was really like damp out this morning. There was snow on the ground, but it was a weird. And then this afternoon, no snow at all. Well, like minimal in town anyway. And so it's starting to clear up, hopefully. Although, if it did snow just yesterday or whatever day it was that it snowed, I think it was yesterday. But if it did just snow the other day, who's to say it won't snow again sometime soon? But that is something that I'll just have to get across, or the bridge I'll just have to cross. Oh. Right. I was just thinking, just doing a little noggin thinking. Trying to remember exactly what my plans entailed of becoming a bit more efficient in this world, which involved the whole bumper boat, a boat for a boat idea, where if I follow the boat, I just bring in another one, which I don't think it really speeds me up all that much. But another thing I'll do is I'll probably just try and do like a diagonal instead of following the coast, which is quite difficult because terrain tends to be nicer to follow along a certain kind of direction. But I'll try. See what I can do anyway. I also gotta stop wasting time in the inventory. I want to try and at least have some semblance of efficiency in the series because I feel like I ought to, considering the end goal is so far away. I should probably at least have some kind of guarantee that I'll get there within a reasonable frame of time. Alright, we'll do our boat for a boat thing. my new idea, which I don't know if it really helps. Although look at all this distance we would have had to swim. Oh, we got bumper boats going on. I'll take the original boat. I'll just leave that one. Okay, maybe the boat for a boat idea is a little bit of a novelty. Maybe that's best saved for odd occasions and rather than all the time. I'm trying. That's the whole point. Oh, I don't remember where we started today either, just as like a reference, because I always like to check. 21,000, so we've gone like about 2K, which is okay. Which is okay. I think we go about 2K per 20 minutes played, so that's pretty crappy. I don't know if I can speed up the journey at all by doing other things other than just going in a straight line, because I know that definitely would speed it up. But I'd rather not do a straight trip to the Farlands, because I'm trying to go to the Kona, and I've kind of made that whole decision now for a long time now, so I'd rather not go back on that. I'll try and stick with my word and keep my way onward. But I think we're about 24% of the way there. Just 1% off off 25%, which may not sound like a big deal. 25%. Oh, that's nothing. But 3.1 million. That's yeah. You start to really be like, whoa. You actually start to think about it, especially considering me, who I've walked that distance, and it definitely adds up. Adds up over time. It's compounded. It's also been quite a bit of fun. It's had its moments. It's definitely been quite the time sink over the past 8 months. I mean, no kidding. But yeah, I think this episode is defined by the word "but." It's just I say it so often. I've been saying it like every other sentence. But I've undertaken a new project, and I've undertaken a writing project actually. I've always been kind of into writing with like new craft stuff. I always like the story. It could definitely be trimmed down a little bit. Like, there's definitely a lot that could be removed of and modified. But I've started a project. I don't know if I'll actually go along with it, but I've started writing a novel. Yes, I have no plans on actually publishing it. By the way, I got no plans whatsoever. It's just kind of like a novelty novel. But I do plan on maybe writing it to see how I feel. See if I can get any kind of actual plot to go off of. I've decided to stray away from Newcraft's actual story a bit. Like I'll keep all the general stuff like the election and like the dragon fight or something, or rather, like it'll be through a different lens other than like Minecraft, because that's all Newcraft's all Minecraft. I won't go into extensive detail what happened in Newcraft, but a lot, long story short, a lot happened. So I'm going to be writing a novel about it. And like an informal novel. I'll try and make it formal, but it will be generally informal. Like why I'm not actually going to be publishing it. If I do actually get around to writing it, if I get past this initial kind of like, what do I do? All that nonsense. I was about to say the B word, but oh my goodness, it is cursed this episode. Oh, actually, luckily we did get rid of the lag problem. I called that the curse, in case you're wondering what the episode "The Curse" is called, like named after. It's the lag curse, but there shouldn't be any lag anymore. Should not be. Shouldn't be. Anyway, I hope there's. It doesn't say any drop frames. Like before I optimized the stream settings, it was so terrible. There was like so many drop frames. It was going all over the place. All over the place. Everything was just mayhem. Absolute mayhem with all the lag going on. The lagging going on. And luckily we've basically just eliminated most lag and the jitters, and or I guess jitters are floating point error for those of you who don't know what the jitters are. Look up floating point error beta 1.7. I've shown it off a few times, and even in the earliest episodes, which I don't recommend going back to rewatch. You can watch them, but they're not bad, but they're not good either. They're somewhere in between. Even most of the episodes in the series, I'd argue. Because most of them have the curse of the lag. Oh, but that's that, I suppose. Yeah, the whole novel dragon fight. And whether I'll upload the dragon fight to YouTube remains to be seen yet. I'll have to wait and see. Because Devin kind of tried to convince me to stream, and I was planning on it anyway. But I just wasn't sure if I'd upload it to YouTube. But he was like, I'm going to do something entertaining. And I'm like, oh god, what has he got up his sleeve now? So, guess we shall find out exactly what is to be going on. Exactly what is to be going on in that dragon fight. And if it is not quite the run of the mill, if it's something a little bit different, then I'll upload it. Unedited or edited, I'm not too sure. I'm considering just doing Java SMP unedited, but I don't know. I do film it at a fairly constant rate, but who knows. I still have to do episode 3, which I haven't decided if I'll just edit it and upload it this weekend, or I'll just upload it unedited, because there's not really, it's a shorter episode, but I might do some stuff with it. I just work on the boat a bit more, and even since then I've played on the server a bit, and I've worked on the boat with Brody. He's been helping me out. I said we're doing the dragon fight, so that's what we're doing. We're coordinating that, because it's still one of those things that we like to do as a group, especially in the SMP scenario. It's always kind of nice to have like events. We don't really have those very often anymore. Newcraft had a bunch of events, but in recent times there haven't been a whole lot. I guess like the king stuff, like the coronation and some meetings, but that's the standard stuff, like the meetings and all that. Nothing too out of the ordinary with that. I also realized that it's kind of funny how I just wander around the landscapes just talking randomly. Like I'm just thinking of this like through the lens of the other things around me. Like the cows are just watching this guy just walk by talking to himself. I'm not going to talk to myself because I know people do watch these, so technically I'm talking to you guys. But if you're going through the lens of the in-game world, then I'm just a crazed maniac. Crazed maniac. I'm just a little crazy, a little insane. Oh, I'm thinking of what other games I could do for video game spotlights, because they don't need to be edited. So I could just pick games. I'll see what I can do. I kind of like playing, I might just try playing them from like the beginning, seeing how they perform. I would do more Minecraft Legends. I mean, I might play, I'll see about playing it again this weekend. But I don't know if I'll stream it. We'll see. It got some good reception, but not a whole lot of comments or anything, so I'm not too sure what I'll do with that, if I'll make it into a series or what. I might just leave it as is for now. And if people do want series, then they can suggest it. That's a pretty good idea of mine. Let the people decide. So, it could be out for like months and months and months, and then people finally like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then they're like, you should make a series. I'm like, oh, yeah, that that game I recorded like 5 months ago. And now I'm gonna pick up where I left off. But no, it's good. Kind of helps get some new things going. I'm a bit full on things. I usually in the past when I've had a lot of stuff going on, like Journey to the Farlands, Sarb, or Minecraft Through Time Hardcore Adventures, I usually eliminate like your Java Adventures, not Sarb, but I usually eliminate the one I have the least interest in. And right now, I don't really have much disinterest. The only real thing I might consider is if viewership is low for Minecraft Through Time and Hardcore Adventures, I might just upload them unedited. I know that was my point to edit them, but it definitely takes more time out of what I could do other stuff. So, I don't know. I'm not too sure. There's a lot of uncertainty. A lot of uncertainty. I guess we'll see what happens. I'm gonna definitely keep doing these things, but I've just never had so much Minecraft going on at once. I feel like at some point I'm just gonna kind of be like, I need a break. So maybe I'll just take breaks instead, like actual breaks. I haven't taken an actual break in a long time. There's the volume. Oh, volume's good. I feel like the audio might be okay. You guys can also let me know on that. I'm always curious. Always just a little curious. Oh, I'm yawning. Must be tired after a long week. Well, a long 4-day week, because it's Thursday. Oh, good golly. So we'll just continue roaming. We'll just set sail here. $128 episodes, isn't that something? I usually try not to mention episode titles. I've been like, that was a pet peeve of mine earlier on. I kind of just gave up on that, like of trying to avoid that, but sometimes it's good because episode titles work, but sometimes I forget what episode I'm on, and then I'm a buffoon. Like that might be this time. I think it was episode 127 was the last one I filmed. Might be talking on my ass now. Who knows? Who knows this week for me? It said I usually go do it, 128. So yeah, we're at 128. I'm not an absolute idiot. That's great. Episode 127 actually got a lot of views. Like it's got like 80 views. And it's a no commentary episode, which very nice. Very interesting for an episode like that to get viewership of that caliber. Very interesting indeed. But with all this free time with Journey to the Farlands, and I can't watch SpongeBob anymore, which is what I was watching. I was just having a bit of fun reminiscing a little bit because that was one of my favorite shows as a child. But I was reminiscing a little bit with that, but I kind of ran through that. And so now I'm back to the YouTube and and now back to Doctor Who, which I've started to get back into. So we'll see if I can get back into the rhythm of it. I'm almost out of the sea of lost episodes. Well, quote unquote lost. Like the visuals are lost. You can still there's still audio and pictures, some pictures. So I've been watching reconstructions of various stories within the fifth season. I'm on season 5, just finishing it. I took quite a considerable break. It was like a few months there. I had not been watching it. I think really the last time I watched it was January, and now it's like almost May. So it's definitely been a few months. And even in January, I wasn't watching a whole lot. It was only, actually January I probably watched it a fair bit. Maybe it was February, I'm thinking. Because January I was still, I still had that spare, I watched it. Yeah, so I was still watching it, but I'm watching it now. I'm watching it now. And I'm getting somewhere. Hopefully gonna be getting somewhere with that. And in terms of Minecraft Through Time, which I do have an episode that I should be editing. I was doing a bit of that earlier. I gotta see the length of it. But that was filmed like 10 days ago. Almost 2 weeks ago. So it'll be like a 2-week episode coming out like this weekend. But I'll kind of see what happens. I also got sucked into Terraria, which took a few days from Journey to the Farlands. And then after Terraria, I'm back into Sims now. I started a new neighborhood in that. Sims 2. And I've been just kind of generally doing a bunch of different stuff. Bunch of different little things, little thingies. I don't know if I'll actually stream more Java SMP after the dragon fight. We'll see. Kind of depends what Devin does actually, because if he does something like that can keep me on, we'll see. I don't know if I'll probably do editing, or maybe I'll do Sims afterward actually, or Terraria. I would do more Journey to the Farlands, but this will be a nice, good episode for today. A nice first course for the weekend. But yes, the sun is setting on another day in the journey. I've been thinking a lot about the journey recently, especially about like the whole arrival time and stuff. And it's gonna be a long time. It's gonna be hundreds of episodes. Hope you're in for the ride at this point. If you're at this point, I'm sure some of you committed enough will be around to see me reach the Farlands when I reach them. I'm not really down to an if. It's more of a when, because even if I do take a break from the series, it'll still just postpone the arrival. I'll still be arriving at some point. I doubt I'll completely drop the series ever, like even come university, if I still haven't reached the Farlands by that point. But come university, if I take a break, then it'll just postpone my arrival. So that's really the big spiel there. Is that the series will never really end until I get there, and even when I get there, I have plans. So it's gonna be quite the series. It is quite the series because it's already here. Got quite the plan though. It'll definitely be in like the hundreds though, because I'm no super efficient. I've been kind of excited to see how I'll do in the summer. But if I'm working a lot, then I don't know. I wonder if I said about the job. I did get a job. I don't know if I think I did say that in the last commentary. Or one of them. But I did get a new job. So that might interrupt the flow. when I start working. I haven't started working yet, but I do know I have a job, so that's kind of neat. Kinda neat. I'll be able to get some income back in, and I'll be able to do that or get to work and all that social thing stuff. And I'll see what I have time for. I might have to scrap or like put series off. Like I might have to do. I feel like if I have to do anything, it'd be Minecraft Through Time, which would go at least like be postponed. Then Hardcore Adventures would come next after that, or maybe Java SMP live streams, because that's technically a series in and of itself. I'm debating whether or not to just edit them. I don't know. I got two videos on the back burner right now that I still have yet to edit, and technically I do have episode 2B, but I'm not going to worry about that since if people watch it, there's not really a whole lot going on that part anyway. The first part of the episode is pretty much everything, even though it is shorter. But yes. Oh, one thing I've also been getting excited about recently is the new Minecraft disc that was made. It's called Relic. I'm sure those of you who've been in the kind of 1.20 news cycle, kind of seeing all the stuff Mojang have been doing, that's one of the new things that's coming in the new update, which I'll definitely have to try and get in Java SMP. That'll be something to pursue. Maybe even Hardcore Adventures at some point, but Java is kind of the furthest I am. I'm pretty much max gear in Java SMP now. I haven't talked about Java, like what has happened since I filmed episode 2, basically. So in episode 3, I continued to work on the ship, and I've even continued after that. So we got like the main shape built now of the ship, like the main frame now. I've got filled in with spruce wood, and I've got like the stripped spruce running around like things, like the edges and the bottom of it will be stripped spruce a little bit. And Brody's helped me with floors, so the floors are in now. Like there's some oak slab floors and oak blocks, kind of a mixture of the two. And there's a captain's quarters, which is very cool. I've yet to add like the masts or the sails yet. I'll probably do the masts first, but the sails will probably come later when we get more wool. But there is a bone farm. Brody built a bone farm, so I've been using that to get some XP and get some levels and enchant things a little. So I got mending on stuff too. I got some mending gear. He has a trading farm. Brody's just been no life in the SMP a little bit. And he's been doing a whole lot of stuff. I haven't done nearly as much. I've been working on the ship, but I have my priorities set on school and academics lately, and even there's a pink sheep. Sorry, I'm interrupting my own long discussion there. It was kind of running out anyway, but pink sheep, yo! I'm gonna harvest its wool, or do I want to leave it? Don't really need the wool. Hello, pink sheep, pinky. Nice find here. Nice dandy. Okay, look. I need you to look. There we go. I don't know if it'll still be here, but there's a nice coordinate screenshot. I'm assuming the next million will probably take around the same time. It'll probably be like 90 days to walk, which seems crazy. That's like double what the first million was, but that's the reality of or it might even be longer actually. But that's the reality of the whole school thing and that kind of making this series be a slower pace. But I'm fine with all that. I'm the kind of person that just rolls with the punches. I just adapt. I change. So if you don't really like things changing on the flip of or on the kind of drop of a hat, then yeah, that's something that you may need to be aware of is that I do that kind of stuff. If stuff doesn't work for me, then I don't do it. If I can't keep up with it, then it kind of falls by the wayside. I mean, you've seen that with Journey to the Farlands, where I've taken a lot of time off. I've taken almost a month off at this point. It's getting pretty much to that point. It's gotten pretty far. I'll admit it's reached some different heights. But oh, I wonder if there's ice cream. I wonder if I can. I'll see if there's ice cream in the freezer. Maybe I'll go grab some ice cream and do some no commentary ice cream eating, watching Doctor Who. That'd be great. I can kind of cool my jets before the dragon battle. Because it's just about an hour now, an hour and 20 minutes. So we'll just see where we can get in the journey to the Farlands. And that'll be about it. That shall be about it. And I was editing, editing Minecraft Through Time today. Hardcore Adventures tomorrow. I might prioritize homework first tomorrow, so Minecraft Through Time will be or Minecraft Through Time would probably upload tomorrow, and then Hardcore Adventures I'll work on tomorrow and then upload Saturday. I'm gonna do some Journey to the Farlands streams and Java things, shenaniganry. I got quite a booked full weekend. It's kind of more of a balancing act now, because before I didn't have nearly as much stuff, and now I have all this. I could have definitely spaced it out a bit better. I decided to start 2 huge Minecraft series alongside each other, pretty much, like not too far apart. Like only a matter of a month or 2. Minecraft Through Time and Hardcore Adventures in brackets. That those are the ones in question. Java SMP I'm okay with. I'm considering just dropping the editing act. They don't get a whole lot of viewership. I kind of just like doing it because it makes them a bit more watchable, but then again, I also upload this series, but it's also the rate I upload during the Farlands. I couldn't comprehend editing it. And if I had an editor, they'd just be like drowning in work, because I stream like daily. And I do commentaries like multiple times a week. Well, I guess when you put it like that, it's more average, but I don't have that kind of time to be editing like every episode that I do a commentary in, because I wouldn't edit no commentary. There's nothing to edit. It's just walking. And plus, anyways, I don't even bother editing during the Farlands anyway, because it's not really meant to be edited. It's supposed to be an archive. A bit of insight into my thought process, my processes, maybe some methods to the madness. Not a whole lot. I try not to reveal too much about the journey. Like, why am I so persistent in getting to the Farlands? That's for you to figure out. Go do your homework and look at episode 4. I don't know if it's even in episode 4, but, you know, whatever. It's an earlier episode I talk about it, because people have definitely asked me before why I do the journey. And to make a long story short, I got inspired by TFC, who passed away just a few days before this series began. I mean, the day before, actually. I jumped on the idea to make a series as a tribute. And especially after checking out TFC's series, I found it really, kind of a really cool niche, especially with like things like Farlands or Bust, which I don't know if I checked that out at that point. I might have a little bit. But that was like back in the Newcraft 3 days, when things were a little slow. And I was like, you know, let's walk to the Farlands. And so this series was born. I've also gotten questions as to how I was able to keep the series alive for 9 months now. Pretty much 9 months. We're nearing closer to 9 months than 8 now. How I was able to keep the series around for so long. And it was just pure, I don't know. I'm just motivated. I just want to get there so bad, and I know you guys want me to get there, and I just, that's just what's been pushing me. I mean, I could definitely have done the journey without streaming it, and I probably, I was definitely on that path for a considerable length of time. But I'm quite glad I was able to get this streamed, and we have like 60 plus commentary episodes now, which is pretty crazy. I want to check I'll just let it open. I want to check Discord to make sure no one had messaged me yet about the dragon fight, or like, because I know Devin wanted me to get on a little earlier, so I'll see. But I'm going to talk for at least an hour. That's usually my cutoff point. Yesterday I really wanted to do a commentary episode, but I realized I just didn't have a whole lot to talk about. And even today I'm still kind of trying to figure out where to go with things. I find that tends to be the main deciding factor in like that whole question of, is today a commentary or no commentary day? Which mostly is no commentary, because it's been like 4 since the last one, and that's usually the most I go. I think I might have gone more than 4. Usually my 4 is my cutoff. 2 is usually when I'm the average is like 1 or 2. The upper end is like 3 or 4 commentary episodes between, or 2 no commentary episodes between commentaries. And I just do that just so I have time to give my vocal cords a little bit of relaxation, and I have time to brainstorm what to talk about for the next commentary. Of course, I could just film only commentary, which would work. It'd just mean I'd only be filming a few times a week, which at that point I'd be lucky to get there within the next decade. The next five, no, I'm just kidding, but the next like 5 years. It's more like half a decade than a decade. Oh my gosh, I'm tired. How am I gonna make it through the dragon fight at this rate? I'm gonna see how the ice cream fares. Oh, there might still be that fudge, that chocolate. Was it the truffle chocolate? Like it was like a dark chocolate. Oh, that'd be good too. See what there is. My parents might have already rustled through all the chocolate, so I might have to just make with vanilla, which actually I was initially thinking, but I will see. I will see just what I can do. What I can make do with, more specifically. Oh, specifically. This will be, yeah, I'll do this one day, and then I'll just do some Doctor Who watching, because I'm quite behind on that, and I want to continue it, because it's actually a fun show. I was like humming and hawing about it, but that's also because I hadn't watched it in like 3 months. I mean, in all fairness, I hadn't watched it in like 3 months, so I would have, of course, yes, I would have thought it would not be a good show for me, or not that it's not a good show, but like not that it would be like, I don't know exactly how to put it, something that I'd return to. I mean, but it's a lot of fun, especially the second Doctor, where I'm at now in season 5. This is classic Doctor Who as well. I'm talking about the second Doctor. Oh, he's great. I see what people mean when they say he's their favorite, because I mean he's probably my favorite of the first 2 I watched. I mean, William Hartnell's first Doctor's pretty good too. I like him, but second Doctor's pretty good too. Got a lot more wit and a lot more cleverness. Always like one step ahead sort of deal, which is kind of neat. Kinda neat. So I'll be watching that in just a few short minutes here. Maybe grab a bit of ice cream. So I may take like a good 5-minute break to grab a snack. A little snack, and get myself more comfortable. Maybe get myself into some more comfortable clothes, because I'm still in kind of my school attire. So I'll get a bit more comfortable with some ice cream and Doctor Who, and then we'll continue onward. We'll press on. until about 10 o'clock, which will be about another hour of filming. Might even be before then, so I wouldn't say an hour sharp. I'd say 45 minutes, 30 minutes. Well, 45 for sure. I'd say 45, but who knows? Who knows? I don't really know when Devin's gonna hop on and be like, Jordan, hop on. He'll probably do that at some point, and then I'll be like, okay, time to switch over and stream and switch over. That'll be that point. I believe Devin will also be streaming it. He does have a YouTube channel. I've put it in the description of my channel. He's my best friend, so if you do want to check out a friend of mine, he also builds videos or live streams from Twitch. He does a similar spiel to me. Not quite Journey the Farlands-esque, but he does like, I mean, like the uploading thing, like streaming and then putting it over to YouTube to upload. He doesn't edit though. He just uploads it like I used to, which is pretty fair. Pretty fair, to be honest. Today I was also thinking about my funny episode titles. You know, I'm just so clever. No, I'm kidding. But I've got definitely some funny episode names going on. I guess I don't have to reference them. You can just look at the playlist on YouTube, but it's definitely quite interesting. You can tell just how out there I am with humor and naming convention. But yeah, I must be getting pretty tired because I'm just non-stop yawning now. Non-stop all the time. No lever to turn it off. No buttons to press. Oh, I'm trying to think of just what else is going on in terms of Journey to the Farlands news, other than 3 million. Big old 3,000,300,028,530. I usually say it like that's one number, like 3,028,549. There you go. There's a bit of counting. A bit of counting going on. I can count. I can prove my countage. Countage. Yes, that's a real word. Yes, I'm definitely real words. Oh, I might. I've considered doing like checking out snapshots and things, but I think what I'll do is I'll just save it for Java SMP 1.20 comes out, so I can just check it out and I can stream it a little bit, showcase some of the new stuff. I don't know if people would actually want to watch that, you know, but it's an option. It is an option. Journey to the Farlands, the elusive series that I can't seem to say enough. Actually, it is quite elusive, because elusive is like difficult to understand or achieve or all that. Or not achieve, but like understand or comprehend. And it's a little bit difficult to comprehend from the average mind, and even myself sometimes. It can be a little fun. It's probably a good idea to just bring out the sword every once in a while. Do a little bit of pork harvesting. Because sometimes mushroom stew doesn't do it. I don't know why I still eat mushroom stew in this world. Don't ask. I don't know. It's a bit of a novelty. I rarely eat it, but I also rarely take damage. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that tree. The tree is on stilt. Wow, that is a tree and a half, and maybe 3/4. Maybe 3.5 quarters. 3.5 quarters. 3 halves of a quarter. Isn't that great? That is not like the most confusing thing I've ever said. Yep. But I guess as a closing remark, I just figured something out from one of my classes. One of the classes I'm taking is calculus, and we just wrapped up limits, and it reminds me of what I named. Oh, what episode was it? Episode 60 something, I think. It was called "The Limit Exists," and it's what I say exactly in the limits unit in calculus, where you're trying to find limits of points. And I called it that because it was one of my teachers from last semester said the limit does not exist or whatever. That's like, I think it was a Mean Girls quote. A calculus quote from, I think, Mean Girls. But yeah, it was funny how I called the episode that. Before I learned about calculus, I had only known of the reference. I didn't really know what it fully meant, and now I do. It's cool to get a bit of meaning behind things, but yeah, that'll wrap up my commentary portion of the episode because I'm noticing I'm starting to yawn a lot. Hopefully I'll be able to get my act together for the dragon fight. We'll see. Oh, surprise boat attack. But I'm gonna go grab some ice cream. I'll be back in a jiffy here. I guess I'll sleep through the night first. I'll be back at the end of the episode in like an hour or so. Okay, folks, that's gonna wrap it up for the episode here. I'm gonna switch over to. I'll still be streaming. I'm just gonna be streaming Java SMP. So I'm gonna switch over to that. But that'll wrap up the episode here. Thank you guys for putting up with my madness for yet another episode.